So I've got.
I'm not arguing.
Good morning, everybody. Those of you who've been waiting for fall, I think it's here. So you've had to get out a sweater and maybe turn on the heat. I know I did. And the thermal blanket and the long, pants and extra socks. So I'm getting ready for that. In case nobody's looked at the calendar, 6 weeks from today is Christmas. Yay! So if you haven't started your shopping, at least start thinking about it. It'll be here before we know it, because just yesterday, it was New Year's. And we had our very first Illuminated Spirit Community lesson. So it's been a great year. This week, though, Tuesday is yoga with Michael. Y'all know how that works. Wednesday is the ISC guidance service. Michael will be helping, and me and Trish. So come, but again, you don't have to stay for the whole thing. You're welcome to leave when you feel the need to. On Thursday, since there's no class, I need some help decorating the store for Christmas. So if you have a couple of extra minutes or hours, that would be great. We'll gather about 6. And if you've got extra wreath or a little Christmas tree or lights that you're not using, throw them in the car and bring them with you. So we'll put them to good use and make it really festive looking. On Friday, Miss Jackie will have her Archangel class sandal-thon. And then on Saturday, Jackie will have her empath empowerment class. You can tell she's feeling much better. So we're glad for that. Yay, she's doing really well. She had her second injection on Friday, so she's doing much, much better. Next Sunday is potluck, and guest speaker will be Shanti. If you have never met her, you're in for a real treat. She's just a wonderful human being. So remember your casserole and come and be with us. And then on Thanksgiving Day, if you're not traveling and going to see grandma or children or grandchildren, at 2 o'clock, we'll be here with our own turkey and ham and sides. And as Randy pointed out, there's a TV, so probably a football game or something will be on. Those who don't care about that, we may go to the Fantasy of Trees, because that's always fun. If you've never been, it really gets you in the spirit. So we'll find something to do, don't worry. Okay, at this time I'll ask if there are any prayer requests. And I would first of all like to put Miles in my list.
Randy.
Randy.
David.
George.
Are we seeing a trend here?
Gary.
Gary. Anybody else? Defend for the creepy crawlers.
Christopher.
Christopher. Okay. Anybody else? Unspoken request as well?
Yes.
Okay. So Ms. Fitz, bring it up.
And the handoff Let's take a deep breath. These requests that are on here, we see this for everyone on here, even the unspoken ones. We send our angels out before them to clear the way, blessed ones. We see them at peace, for this is what we want for all. It does not matter what form this peace takes or what it even looks like. All we see is peace for these individuals and for ourselves. So blessed angels, go do what you do. And it is done, and so it is. Okay, hold on to your seats. Now, that's what we had to do this last week, didn't we? We had to hold on to our seats and go, huh? That's okay. You will always hear me say in a loving way, and it is not always this way, but in many forms it is. Gotta have a little chaos to move energy.
Yeah.
Because if it's stagnant, it goes nowhere. It simply goes in a circle. It repeats itself over and over again. So, this week kind of upset a lot of people, and rightfully so. But, what a gift. What a gift. It allows you to look at yourself closer. What did it bring out in you personally that you said, well, wait a minute here, I don't like this feeling. This feeling of anger, rage, disappointment. Thank God, because you could have gone either way. But I lovingly say this, and I want you to hear this in a loving way. It doesn't matter who's president. It never does. The only thing that matters is this. You. What are you doing daily to develop the soul that lives in the vessel that you chose to come in? That's the real issue. So it is good to turn off the Facebook, the TV, put down the newspaper, and lovingly ask yourself, this didn't affect me in the best way. Oh, I love being a divine being because it allows me to choose. It brought up, what the hell? It also brought up, okay, this is either going to be the best thing or the worst thing we've seen. It brings up things that are buried in the body that gives you the choice to deal with. Remember, divine being in human form. If choice is taken away, what does that leave you? It leaves you an empty shell. So, what did it bring up? Did it bring up, I'm glad I got elected? Or did it bring up, like, are you kidding me? Rejoice in that and face it and then choose again. Don't stay in the angst of it. There's nothing to be angst about. They're going to do what they're going to do. Let them. Let them. You do what you do daily. You make a personal choice to develop your soul on purpose daily. Okay? Now, I know I get up here and I get really serious because my guides and my counsel, they saw an opportunity to show you it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It doesn't make a flipping difference. But what does make a difference is how you react to it. And if you're paying attention to your soul enough to see the gift in this. Okay? The gift of disappointment. That is a true gift at times. It gives you an opportunity to make a different choice. Okay. Is there anything else you want to say on this? Nope, we're done. Okay, take a deep breath. Mary Jo and Don helped me center today because my life, the ones that know me, gets a little busy. And that's an understatement. I'm here more than I am anywhere. even my own kitchen. So when I come here, I hear myself say, I'm home, I'm doing stuff at home, and I'm realizing, oh, wait a minute, I'm at the store. But in many ways, this is my home. I do a lot here, sometimes too much. They get on me. So, are you doing too much in your life that you're not taking the time to slow down and say, what do I need to do for me today? You know, you're allowed to do that. They've shown me one word this week, my counsel, Ezekiel, has shown me one word this week, and I did. I went like this when I heard it. I go, that's not a. And the word was, "Are you being selfish?" And I'm going, no, no, no. Why? We want you to be selfish. And I'm going, say what? Because in our egoic way of thinking, when you hear the word selfish, you're thinking ego. But they've been lovingly and aggressively, you need to be more selfish, Victoria. You're not being selfish enough. I go, you're going to have to explain this to me because, the way I grew up being selfish, remember I was raised Southern Baptist, so I'm thinking that in a whole different frame. So they reframed it for me. Being selfish. That means getting up an hour early for quiet time. What is the most selfish thing you can do for yourself is to take care of yourself. Wow, I'm stubborn on that. I am. Oh, I'm staying there. It's hard. And my love, Ezekiel's like this. He's like, honey, get up. So I get up. I go sit in my little chair where I have quiet time. I drink my coffee. And he's going, thank you. Now put down the coffee. Okay. Are you being selfish enough with yourself in your daily life? Are you doing things on purpose in your daily life that shows your body, your soul, your higher self, you matter. I care about you. I love you. I'm going to feed you the right foods. When it clicked, and I was shown you got to eat fat to lose fat, I looked at him like, you're crazy. And I've been on a month and I'm already right at 20 pounds gone. I'm like, you want me to eat real butter? The grass-fed butter and coconut oil and avocado oil. I'm like, really? And the more I eat of it, the more I lose. So I'm feeding what my body, I finally paid attention to feed the body. I don't want to focus on me. Okay? So when you're selfish with yourself, you heal the body, the mind, and the soul. The spirit's perfect, remember. It's at the seat of the living one itself. But when you're selfish with yourself, give yourself permission. If you have to, get in a corner and say, I give myself permission to put me first today. I give myself permission to feed right foods, exercise, meditate. Drink a good cup of coffee because life's too short for the cheap stuff. Okay. It is. Don't buy the cheap stuff. Life's too short for that. Okay.
You're worth real coffee.
Yes. The fully leaded kind that makes you stand up and go, hallelujah.
Dark roast.
Yes. God, that's good. And you go like this all the way down. So, is there anything else you want to say on this? They're wanting to cover 3 subjects with your permission. You know how they are. They're going like this.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Be selfish. Okay. This pregnancy thing, it is a gift. Please see it as a gift. Because it truly does not matter who's in that house.
Same as love.
Yeah, love. Okay? Now, Melchizedek would like to come through. Beloved ones, I say this and I say it with love. You're going to be surprised how this is going to work out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how this is going to work out. Okay? There are some global shifts that you're seeing right now. Earthquakes. tsunamis, fracking, which I'm not happy with, but we are dealing with it in our realm. There's going to be some earth shifts, so we ask this of you, and I can't believe they're saying this through me today. It is important, beloved ones, that you have a certain amount of cash set aside. Do not have it in the bank at this time. I don't like saying this because this little one doesn't like talking in this manner, but we say this through her to you. Let's set a little money aside. Also clean water. There are times coming at this time where things will shift and what you call the grid will be off grid. So we ask this of you, loved ones, light workers, teachers. Don't be a part of the problem. Be prepared for the problem so you can take care of what is yours, your family. Okay? We ask you to do that now. Okay. They're pointing at me because they know me. Okay. I don't want to talk about this anymore. We need to. Okay. The soil on the earth has changed drastically. Any organic soil that you can bring into your life, any organic soil you can bring into your livestock will need it. Okay. I don't know why they're saying this today. They usually don't talk this way. But Ezekiel is saying he would like you to consider 3 things. It's always your choice. It is not a warning. It is to prepare you. Money, water, clean soil. Okay. Let's go to something else. Okay. You ought to see the look on your face, darling. There's wonderful, loving times coming. In fact, they're already here. The light workers just sitting in this room are a lot, lower the frequency, are here to change this community and to train this community. So it is a ripple effect. This ripple effect goes all over the world, even to villages you can't even pronounce. Okay? So we ask this of you, and we've asked this of you for the last 6 months. And a lot of you has raised your hand and say, okay, I'll do it. And you're already starting to do it. It is time to make a decision on what you want to be in this lifetime, because you're writing the next one today. You do realize that, don't you? What you're doing today writes your future. Okay? How do you do that? You only do what makes your heart sing. If it doesn't, don't do it. It's a waste of your precious time. If it doesn't make your heart sing and love and make you want to create and do more, then don't do it. It's a waste of your precious time. It does nothing for your next Solomon. Okay? So, are you doing this on purpose? Are you looking for it? Are you then asking yourself, what makes my heart sing? Many clients that come into that room and talk to Victoria and have counseling sessions with her, the dominant question they ask is, what is my purpose? Why am I here? What is my job? And we tease this one a lot because she knows the answer. We told her that, and we told you that. But we're going to reiterate. You got one purpose only. Purposely seek joy. There is nothing outside of self. Never will be. Temporary fix at best. Purposely seek joy. Make a list of what makes your heart sing. And if you don't know, go play. Go find out. Honestly, there are people in this world, there's some people in this room that have no clue where to begin. So go play. Quit locking yourself in your room with the TV on 10 to 12 hours a day. Go play. Go find out. That's your purpose. Purposely seek joy. This is what will happen when you choose to do this. When you purposely seek joy, you find it within self, because it's not out here anywhere.
Right.
When you realize you are what you are looking for, you give everyone else permission to be joyful, to do the same. We have teachers, master teachers, we have counselors in here. Give yourself permission to be and stand in the power that you are. Past does not exist, honey. Only in present thought. And that present thought is only what you choose. So think on purpose. Don't allow yourself to think this anything. If you don't like what you're thinking, that is a gift in itself. You say, stop! I choose differently. Okay, love? Okay, they're wanting you to speak today. With your permission, is that okay? They're wanting to speak with you. They're wanting to have a conversation. You have Ezekiel, Metatron, Mother Mary, see this walking, Melchizedek. You have and Saint Germain that just want you. How can we help you today? Clean up my energy so I can talk. How can we help you today? There are so many formulas we wish to share with you. You don't have any concept of how powerful you truly are as a divine being in human forms. You are the living one itself. You are the expression of the living one. Your every thought co-creates the universe. It actually expands it. Do you realize that? Blessed beings, the ones that came from the living throne itself and said, I will go and collect all the information and the experiences so you may live it through me. Do y'all realize how powerful you really are? Okay. How may we help you? Yes, love.
This is directed towards Saint Germain. I've been thinking about him a lot lately, so
Yes.
is there a message you would like to give me?
Yes, let's take a deep breath. Introduce yourself, first name only.
Jim.
The books need to be written. The formulas need to be made. They need to be put in books. Okay? They will be in class form within 18 months. Please do this for humanity. Okay? There are some formulas that are already downloaded. There's some vibrations that need to be cleaned up personally. When those vibrations are cleaned up, they'll be downloaded. There's an issue with the liver.
Am I doing the right thing about it now?
It's fatty. The liver's fatty, okay? More lemon water, please.
Okay, I do that daily anyway.
Yeah, but up it. They said the key word, more. More lemon water, please, okay? Greatly loved. Okay. Last one, yes, love.
I have a question. The decision I made this past week, your thoughts?
Take a deep breath. That was a gut decision, so yes. You honored yourself first. This is what Ezekiel is saying. You go, girl. That's his response to that. Because when that energy came in, you made it from here, not the ego. You made it from here. Don't you love the ego?
Love it.
Yeah. The ego is the only reason you chose to come. I'm gonna go play. I'm gonna go create. I'm gonna go co-create. My language, not yours. I'm gonna go co-create. So I can play in the universe. Yeah. The ego can be your best or worst enemy. We will repeat this briefly so we can go on to the next subject. And we will put it in terms that everyone can understand. Ego is only one thing. It's an iPod. It will only play the past. Whatever you put in it, that's the loop it plays. To use the delete button on the iPod, you must do what? You must think differently on purpose for a consistent amount of time to reprogram what you think you're in control of. The formula that this little one has given all of you many times, she will repeat briefly. You want to reprogram your ego and live in a life that your emotions are under control? Go get you an iPod. Put some good meditations on it that resonate with you and put them in your ear while you're sleeping. That is the quickest way for a human brain to be rewired. It's like a reflex. You walk automatically without thinking. You didn't do it until you what? You learned how. Now you do it without thinking. Same way with your ego, the mind, the brain. It will not do nothing unless you train it on purpose. So if you don't like what's coming into your life, because we all know this statement, you never attract what you want. You attract what you are. So if you don't like what's in your life, in your presence, what you're dealing with, the formula is what? Retrain the brain. You convince the mind, it will be standing in front of you. You're worth the investment, don't you think? Divine ones from the living throne itself that co-creates with the one true living one. Oh my goodness, you are the expression. So go create it. Whatever that may be. We don't like hearing a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, you're still talking about it. That doesn't help you. You have the power to make it happen. That's Ezekiel. Be nice. Ezekiel's my loving blunt one. Be nice. They're wanting to talk about relationships. Really? Yes.
It's a doozy.
Yeah.
I've got 2 men.
Yes. Relationships. Okay.
And 3 cities
Oh, honey, you're busy.
of what to do with the business, with myself, with these men, with my life. And this stays here.
Oh,
It's easy.
Well,
don't worry about the men.
I shall.
Yeah, put them on shelf. They're not going nowhere.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Focus on you. What is the most selfish thing you can do for you, for your business? Because there's a third one coming. Don't worry about these men. What is the most selfish thing you can do for your business? There is the focus. Because that is, you're a healer. This is what makes your heart want to beat. There's the focus. Don't worry about the men. We like the one that plays golf. he's handsome, and he's big, and he's block-jawed too. I like him.
When I was like, that was good.
I kinda like him. Just put him on the shelf, honey. You're not going nowhere. What makes the heart sing is this is Victoria speaking. Focus on that, Ezekiel. Focus on what the heart wants you to do. Because the men will come and go. You'll have a pick of them anyway, so don't worry about it. Okay? Focus. Here. Blessed ones. Isn't that fun to do? Is to be lovingly selfish for you. It's not a bad word. This one's the most hard-headed person we've had to deal with in a long time. She's a Alabama Capricorn redhead. Okay. And she worked out of ego for many years. It served her well because it allowed her to make as much money as she wanted in the business that she was in. Being a diamond polished and jeweler, she lived pretty good. But she wasn't happy. She didn't like the stress of always being number one. She didn't like the stress of having to come in and being cutthroat. That's a nasty business. So when we jerked her out of that and literally took everything from her, because this don't always work for her. You know, hey, we're talking to you. We love you. But this does. Do I have your attention now? When you're looking up at them. Yeah, I'm listening now. You are not of service. You're existing. You're in survival mode here. You're just going in a circle. You're in automatic mode. This is not your purpose. Your purpose is to seek the joy within. So that gives us permission to give joy without. And I'll be honest with you, that was a hard lesson for me to learn personally. Because I'm a mama. I'm a grandmama. And I'm a nurturer. I'm the one that everybody comes to during the holidays because I'm the only cook in the family. Can you make 6 sweet potato pies? Oh, okay. I had to learn to say no. But when I chose to walk away from my corporate career, I was scared half to death, I'll be honest with you. First thing my ego said and screamed at me was, "You'll have no insurance." And I'm like, oh, no. But they wouldn't let me go back. And then a female friend of mine came and goes, "Victoria, you help a lot of people. Even when you used to be in the corporate world, you'd be really good at being a psychic." And I looked at her with like she had 3 heads, because at that time I was married to a Southern Baptist deacon. So that didn't go over too well. I was like, so what? So I put that on the shelf for about 8 to 10 years. It wouldn't leave me alone. They stopped doing this and they did that. So, y'all know the story. I went to work for one of the largest psychic companies in the world. They hired me very quickly. I passed all their tests. So I'm sitting in a room doing 10 to 15 readings a day, which did not bring me joy. In fact, it drained me very quickly. I got physically and mentally sick because I was taking on everything. But because I am stubborn at times, they had to train me in a certain way to where I would pay attention. Because the first 3 months I was on, working for this company, I was the piss poor psychic. I was doing everything wrong. I was doing everything wrong. Well, I'm used to being the highest paid and the best in the building. That didn't sit well. That's when I realized I've got an issue with my ego. I'm putting my ego with these clients. So I got trained by fire. First 3 months I was written up probably a dozen times, threatened to be fired at least twice. Because I was using my get her done mentality through my corporate world, and it doesn't work that way. Fix it, fix it, fix it. And then I said, you know what, I'm gonna walk away from this. I'm not, I'm not good at this. And I went shopping that day, real quick story. Da-da-da-da. And I see that Buddha that's in the corner as you walk in the door. I was with my mom.
Oh, Black Man said.
Yeah, and I looked at it and I go, wow, there's a $400 price tag. I would love to have that someday. I walk around the store, and the woman in the store, the retail person, was noticing I was touching all the Buddhas. And she goes, you know what, would you like to look at the Buddha we have back in the back? We can't have it on the floor because it has water damage. And it's at a really good price. And I'm thinking, well, I'm probably going to afford it anyway, but what the hell. So I go back there, and that Buddha was sitting on the floor, and I go, well, how much is it? $8.88. And I looked at her and I go, $88? No, honey, $8.88. And I looked at her and I go, I'll pull my car around. I paid for it, and I still have the receipt to that $8.88 Buddha because it cost $400, but it had water damage. So I'm putting it in my little car in the back seat, and I got a little, little safety belt on it. Got the weirdest looks going on. And as I'm driving, my she goes, Vic? I go, yes, Mama. She goes, you think that might be a sign? And I pulled on beside her and I looked at her and I go, well, what would be the sign? She goes, you are stubborn. You've always been stubborn. Put the ego aside and look at the gift that has just been given to you. There's the answer. You're on the right path. So the next day, I clock in at 7 a.m. And I learned and trained myself through spirit. Put the ego here when you're counseling and being of service to others. And for the next 2 years, they trained me 15, 20 readings a day. The ego stays over here. They taught me how to listen. They taught me how to see through spirit. They taught me how to trust myself without question, which is the key of being a good psychic. They taught me how to believe in me. Believe in you. Be selfish enough to cultivate that. Train yourself to believe in yourself without question. Okay? That's important. Because then you stand in your power fully knowing, I know that I know. That's not arrogance, babies. That's not arrogance at all. That is letting people know I am of service. I will listen to you. I will not judge you. It's not my place. And oh, by the way, it's neither my place to fix you, because guess what? There's nothing broken. There never was. But it is my place as a counselor and as a psychic and as the pastor of this community to just listen. Because when you listen, they're going to tell you everything you need to know anyway. And 99.9% of the time, people answer their own questions. You just lovingly have to remind them, did you hear what you just said? That's a good counselor. That's a good teacher. So, this is me talking here. Cultivate, be selfish enough with yourself to learn to trust yourself without question. Because when you choose to do this, you will become what you want, whether you like it or not. Okay? So if you want to be of service to others, you want to change your life, you want to have the perfect mate in your life, they're not out there, they're right here. Well, have you met my mate? He turns my hair gray. Aggravates the hell out of me. And sometimes I just want to lock him in a closet. Have you met him?
And throw away the key.
And throw away the key. Yeah. There's more than one no, I'm not saying no. Ezekiel. There is more than one use for a cast iron skillet. So, instead of pushing up against them and trying to change them, you're wasting your time. Look in the mirror and say, what can I do for me, selfishly, in a loving way, to cultivate and to vibrate the frequency of what I want? Now, there's a flip side to this. When you choose to do this, and you're constantly at the vibration of what you want because you're paying attention, you're going to attract it. But what if you're with another mate? That mate will have to lovingly change or leave. Okay? Now, we'll say briefly, because Ezekiel's talking today. We feel the vibration, the frequency of, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with these people, with this person, with this marriage, with this and this and this. Well, guess what? You don't have to do anything. The only thing you got to be concerned about is, what am I going to do selfishly and lovingly for me? Cultivate you. Lovingly progress your soul, develop it on purpose. So you will attract what you want. Remember, you never attract what you never attract what you want. You attract what you are. Okay? That's a hard statement to hear. You attract what you are. Are you kidding me? Have you met some of the people in my life? Yes. And in some way, it might be a minute way, you're mirroring each other, whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter. There are addiction issues all over and that are rampant in this community. She feels it when she goes shopping. Sometimes she just sits in her car and repeats, magic bubble, no trouble, magic bubble, no trouble, before she goes in anywhere, because she feels the addictions that are in this area. And she sends out the frequency, I see you healed. I see you living in peace. Isn't it glorious that you are choosing differently, because you will, sooner or later. I see you in perfect health. No one is lost. Not one. The living one. And remember, you're the living one. You think the living one's going to lose an aspect of itself? No. It's not lost. It's just on a little journey going, you know what, I think I'll go experience that. Oh, that looks cool over there. Oh, that playing, oh, they have country music. I like that. Oh, look over there. Oh, what's over? No. Choose on purpose. Be lovingly selfish. Choose yourself first, not in a way that harms others or yourself, but choose yourself first. If there's something you don't like, deal with it. Don't just sit there and look at it. Deal with it. That's what this last week was all about. That's all it was. It is to bring out every shadow in self that is not being dealt with. So you may be the God that you are and choose differently. Okay? So I'm going to, can I say something loving? Ezekiel's really, woo, okay. Victoria will speak. Guys, we're all love here. This community has been brought together for one purpose only, and that is to gather and train and give the knowledge that is needed so you can be set loose. Because in this immediate community, what I personally see is serious addiction problems, painkillers. That frightens me as a human being because I force myself to take a baby aspirin every day. It is not my place to judge it, but it is my place and yours and yours and yours to look up and not ignore it, but say, you know what, let's see them in complete wholeness, love, radiant health. When people are ill or fragile or weak around us, pay attention to that because they can teach you the most amazing things. They teach you how to love unconditionally. They teach you acceptance. They show you that I need to consistently make different choices so I do not have these issues later on in life. What this last, not all of you know, but a few weeks ago, it's about 3 weeks ago now, I had a heart attack. The main thing it showed me was I am not paying attention. I am too focused on helping everyone else. And I'm too focused on running 3 companies under one roof. You know what? They'll run themselves if I let them and get out of my own way. And they'll lovingly run themselves when I say, I need help. But the biggest thing it taught me, and I don't talk a lot about this, but I will, and I will share it with you. When my brother and my counsel told me, you're not eating enough fat, I thought they were crazy. I'm like, are you, what? But when they led me through spirit and showed me what fat to eat on a daily basis, and it's been about a month now, and 20 pounds just went gone. And I'm going, okay, there might be something to this. And you all know my brother chose to pass, my baby brother chose to pass in February 10th, in massive heart attack. And he's the first one that got on me. And you know how brothers and sisters are. He came, I was sitting right there. He goes, Victoria, get up, go sit down and shut up and listen. And his 6-foot frame, he's about as big as Jesse, can't come in. And he goes, now listen, Daddy died of a heart attack. Your grandmother, Papa did. I did. What do we have to do to convince you to love yourself enough and be selfish enough to take care of you? Remember, you're the one that raised your hand and said, okay, I'll go do this. Don't blow it. And he wasn't that nice. He said, you know, he's got a lot of Ezekiel in him. So, he wasn't that nice. So, thank you for getting on me. Thank you for monitoring me. Thank you for coming behind me and saying, sit down and eat. And thank you for asking me, have you rested? That shows me that I need to pay attention, and it showed me I gotta be selfish. So be selfish. Love yourself enough to be selfish. It's important, okay? And so it is. Okay? I love you guys. Thank you for being here. And thank you for loving me enough to say, get your ass up and start walking. Oh, okay, because I don't mess with her very much. Yes, ma'am.
Don't mess with the crowd.
Guys, my husband Randy,